You're welcome to this wonderful edition of Bystanders at the Newsstand. I'm Christian Choko, and a big welcome to this program, wherever you are in Nigeria, also in Africa, and in the diaspora. Welcome to this wonderful edition of Bystanders at the Newsstand. I'm Christian Choko. I have my committed analysts here this morning. They're here to do justice to the newspaper headlines. So we're in Ogba, Lagos, Ogba, to be precise. We are here to get people reacting and giving their position on the topical issues that we have this morning. Once again, welcome to Bystanders at the Newsstand. I have to go straight to the papers this morning. I have with me the Nigerian Tribune this morning. I have also the Punch newspaper, the Nigerian Tribune and the Punch newspaper. Let's look at what we have. Nigeria's debt stock hits 39.6 trillion naira in 11 months. Nigeria's debt stock hit 39.6 trillion naira in 11 months, according to reports. Electoral bill takes front burner as National Assembly resumes Tuesday. Electoral bill takes front burner as National Assembly resumes Tuesday. Nnamdi Kanu, Southeast governors, Igbo leaders to meet Buhari, insists on political solution. Nnamdi Kanu, Southeast governors, Igbo leaders meet Buhari, insist on political solution. Supreme Court admits registry's error, reverses 2.4 billion naira ruling against GTB Bank. Buhari Osibajo shun Twitter 72 hours after ending ban. Buhari Osibajo shun Twitter 72 hours after ending ban. Main headline on the Punch this morning: fuel subsidy crisis, states kick as Nnpc continues deductions from the FAAC account. FAAC meets Wednesday. Deductions not justifiable, says Delta State. It's injustice against Ekiti. That is the commissioner speaking from that state. State, federal government may clash over these deductions. Subsidy not under our control, says Nnpc. Subsidy not under our control, says Nnpc. PDP governors meets decide on 2023 zoning to advise National Working Committee. Let's go straight to the Tribune this morning. The Tribune. What do we have on the Tribune? Main headline on the Tribune. Main headline: how APC may decide presidential chairmanship aspirants' fate. Convention. How APC may decide presidential chairmanship aspirants' fate. Plans 4,509 delegates. Plans 4,509 delegates. On 2023, how Osibajo will perform if empowered. How Osibajo will perform if empowered. Many stakeholders from the Southwest are pushing or are supporting Osibajo against Tinubu. Biafra court grants Kanu 3 days to canvass for fresh bail in terrorism charge. Court grants Kanu 3 days to canvass for fresh bail in terrorism charge. Ekiti 2022, PDP reconciliation moves suffer setback. PDP reconciliation moves suffer setback. Aspirants allege National Working Committee's compromise. Now Buhari orders military action in Niger State. Buhari orders military action in Niger State. Gunmen abduct 23 feared killed. We have paid over 200 million naira ransom to bandits but have no peace. Zamfara community alleges. You see, we are in the streets, so you get a different kind of gestures. Serap writes Buhari seek copy of agreement with Twitter. Serap writes Buhari seek copy of agreement with Twitter. PDP governors meet in Port Harcourt today to consolidate, rescue, and rebuild Nigeria project. Let's look at court grants Kanu 3 days to converse for fresh bail. You can find that on page 8 on the Nigerian Tribune. On page 8 of the Nigerian Tribune this morning. I want to say big kudos to Nigeria as they edge past Sudan with 3 goals to 1. So my opinion about the match is they really didn't play as expected, but we thank God that we are through to the first round of the AFCON. Okay, let's look at the Federal High Court in Abuja has granted the leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, 3 days to present his case for fresh bail and to challenge the competence of the fresh terrorism charges brought against him by the federal government. The federal government had in October last year slammed the 7-count terrorism charge against Kanu, which is challenging its validity, having pleaded not guilty to. A hearing notice issued by the court for the determination of the two motions filed by Kanu show that 3 days have been stated for the hearing of the matter. Okay, I have my wonderful reviewer, Mr. Kunle. Mr. Kunle here this morning to do justice.
Yeah,
to
good
the
morning.
Good morning, Mr. Kunle.
Good morning, viewer.
First of all, let's then look at our performance, the AFCON against Sudan.
Yeah, those boys, kudos to them. They are really showing how Nigerians should work. They are telling the politician is a signal for the politician how Nigerians should work. You could see they have a teamwork and they are progressing with the teamwork. It's not that someone is there or about nepotism or someone is there about economic failure or someone they are doing the needful at the right time. And kudos to Cicero himself, the coach. That's a guavo. Kudos to him. Also, he break the jinx of the ununited Eagles. Then you could remember the Kenneth Rowe that was there before. That guy just came around to just eat our morning. I mean, collect his pension and go away. That wasn't a coach at all. So that guy just put us backward, like 10 years, backward until Guavon came now and started doing the needful. Kudos to Guavon, kudos to him. I so respect him even when he was playing for Eagles. He played for defense,
Yes.
and the Eagles are doing well. Luckily, they will get to the final. Luckily, they will bring the call to shape the government how Nigeria supposed to be, because we are the giants of Africa. We still need to maintain that status.
Many people believe that this will bring Nigeria together. The football is always
It's always the unified factor for Nigerians. And I wish you've ever been in stadium when Eagles were playing in Lagos those days. You will see everybody collapse who they were, collapse their identity and just their differences and come together as one. It's all about Nigeria. That is when you see love, pure love in Nigeria. Nigerians love themselves. The next man to you can offer you what he has in his hands. Okay, take all these things, all for the sake of happiness. What this country needs is just to make the people happy, not all this.
When it comes to politics, we are.
I mean, these political people, they are just, I don't know, they are wicked. The country is so blessed, but the people in it are just satanic agents. That's just it.
Okay, electoral bill takes front burner as National Assembly resumes tomorrow, Tuesday.
Let's wait and see.
Okay.
Because
what do you expect from them?
All these people, they are just paper tiger. It's this same old story they will come up with. You see, because they can't bite the fingers that feed them.
Okay.
They can never. So electoral bill, their stand on it will still be their stand. Because
their stand?
Yes. That they don't want to pass direct primary. Those are what they will still come, because that's the president's body language. And that's the Nnpc body language. And these guys, once they're in that hollow chamber, forget it. Everybody is just on his own for what he can grab. Selfish, level.
So what you're saying that they don't represent the people?
Are you just knowing that, Christian?
They are being voted in.
Are you just knowing that, Christian? I'm so shocked. Did your leader represent you? Your representative from your constituency? Is he protecting your interests? Has there anything ever happened in your constituency that your honorable or your senator come down to?
So I'm in Lagos, so if I have a representative, I will say.
Did you even know your representative?
I know him by name.
What is his name? What's his name, man? What's his name? You don't even know the name. In House of Rep, you have Faleke. In National Assembly, that's Senate, you have Yayi. When last did you see Yayi? When last did you see Faleke?
House of Rep.
House of Rep, Faleke. He stays in the Ojoto there, but I'll still give it to him. It's even more vibrant than you can see all these LED lights. He's the one doing it all around, solar lights, everything. That one is still making his presence to be seen. They love him, but the party will always create that hatred, because when you are in the wrong party and you are doing well, people will not even, look at you. They will just say they are all birds of same feather. So there are still good elements in that APC, like Faleke. Faleke is doing at least. Like Oshibajo, but Oshibajo doesn't have his own time to himself. He cannot even He doesn't have his own seat to himself. He's still being remote. The way I say it, we have a vice president that is being remote by the cabal as it is now.
Somebody said that if he's giving full support, become the president, he will perform better.
You see, the one thing about Nigerian politics, which is a dirty politics, is it's either you belong to the caucus, and who are the caucus? They are the old brigade politicians that have been in the system. They've taken it as job. Politics is now a beast. I mean, it's not a career now, the way it is in Nigeria. So if you are not a career politician, you are a second fiddle. They will just put you on the second fiddle politician. So the career politicians are the ones dictating the pace. They will tell you, hey, Mr. Man, when do you join politics? Do you know when we started from? Do you know when we started from, what's it called, PMD, from G something that metamorphoses to PDP? Do you know when we started from AD, all those kind of things? So all these career politicians are the one killing this economy. We're supposed to be having technocrat politicians, part-time politicians. You don't just take politics as a job. But now everybody is taking politics as a job. All these politicians, they are taking the politics they are playing as a job. So I don't know.
No, it should be a job.
It shouldn't be a job.
A job to serve.
Yeah. It should be a job to serve, but not a job for a selfish reason. Not to be a job for just your selfish interest in where you are going. Because as it is now, this electoral bill they're supposed to pass. Now their selfish interest will come in. Money will exchange them, definitely. Money will exchange them. And the power of money in Nigeria, you know how it is, to everybody within Nigeria.
Okay,
we like the money.
Let me read it from Wilson Peace. Good morning, Christian Chuku. The truth is that Nigeria can never work because Nigeria was not created by God. And this is just the truth, take it or not.
It's quite right. Yeah. We are just pretending.
You say it's quite right.
It's right. It's quite right. The foundation of this country, we need to dig down, because we keep pretending to ourselves till eternity, and things will never work. I'm telling you, it's not a cause. It's not just you hate speech or anything. This country can never work if you don't do the needful, because we need to go back to the background, the roots. Go back to the roots and check how do we even start there? Where do we start from? There's an adage they say, if you don't know where you are going, you should know where you're coming from. So you use where you are coming from to trace where you are going. That should be the case of Nigeria now. We all need to come down, sit down together. This is not the way we're supposed to live. If it is the 1963, 65, 68 constitution we want to go back to, let us do that. So that, because it works better that time than now we had, that we pack ourselves like sardine. And no headway, no direction. The leaders are confused about the direction. We've been hearing Vision 2020. 2020 came, the vision never come to reality. We've been hearing that vision for a while now. Now they are saying Vision 30 something. I look at our debt today as a whole country, giants of Africa. We are having 39.6 trillion. Do you know 6 trillion naira? What's it called? Facebook alone. Facebook wants $3 trillion. $3 trillion. So that means Facebook alone is richer than Nigeria entirely, the whole Nigeria entirely. This is a country that you don't even know the amount of petroleum you are pumping out, you are selling out. Isn't it a scam? Isn't it a scam? You know what it means? You are selling the natural resources, you are selling it on behalf of Nigeria, and there's no accountability for it. You've turned it to that's why at times I pity those guys in Niger Delta. This is a commonwealth, but actually the land, where the oil is in their domain. And some people just jackrabbitly just wake up and they will pounce on the oil and they will sell the oil. And they will give no damn to give accountability for anybody. I think it's more of a crazy thing than what we look at. Because we need to work to salvage this country. Let us go back to the old constitution we've been practicing, 1963 constitution. Let us go back and dust the needful items there and put it into use. And that will even bring us to a regional system of government. Regional system of government, because the headache in this country, no Panadol can cure it. No Panadol can cure this headache. That is it. If the Biafra, they can get their Biafra with peace, let them do that. I'm not saying with war, because nobody is ready to face war in this country. Nobody. The Nigerians of today, they are not ready for any, you know, Papa dey for house, Mama dey for house. I want buy house, I want build house. I want, everybody just want the enjoyment of life. Nobody want to just die.
You want to struggle for
yes,
freedom.
yeah. Nobody want to struggle for the freedom. So it's just we are just an easygoing people. But the leaders are not taking us for granted. They are taking us for granted.
Currently, housing in Lagos State is very, very costly.
It's costly because there's always tax that is consuming those landlords. And some are greedy likewise. Some landlords are greedy. Some agents, I'm an agent too. Some agents are greedy. Most Nigerians are greedy. Definitely. Most Nigerians are greedy people. And the economy turned everybody to greedy people. You could see landlord that built his house for with how many shillings in those years. Start claiming 1 million, 3 million, 2 million. And when you talk of the land use charge, it's only once you pay land use charge. So it's the greediness that is affecting all of us in this country. You and I, everybody, but it varies. The quantum of greediness you have in your blood might be so low than the one I have. So must be a rebirth for this nation, because the nation we know when we grew up, when we were born, as these little boys we have, wasn't the same nation we are witnessing.
Investors,
they are not coming. How will investors come into an insecure area? The only thing investors look at is security, infrastructure, and good economic policy. But all those things, we don't have it for now. So you could hear Twitter went to Ghana. You could hear Facebook is even going to South Africa. Why? All those people were supposed to be here because we have the market. But they just look us as empty giants. The country is an empty giant. They've even stopped calling Nigerian giant of Africa now, because an old, tune is expired already.
Okay.
I'm not tarnishing the country, but the country is tarnishing itself already.
Lastly, Tinubu has been called the next Awo. He said MKO and Awolowo together in Tinubu.
You see, as me, I will leave Tinubu issue aside. Anybody can dance his reggae now. The music is playing, right? The time you are going to waste on Tinubu, how do we want to get ourselves a candidate that will meet up with Tinubu on the ballot papers, that we know is credible? It's not about we coming here Tinubu. Our talk is just we need to walk the talk.
Okay.
We need to walk the talk. Nigerians are fond of, they diminish you, and that will be the end. But they will never prepare for the alternative. Okay, this guy we said is bad. What are the alternative? What are the alternative we have? Huh? What do we need? We need an alternative that we're supposed to be clamoring for now. But ask any Nigerian, when do you ask them of their presidency candidate they want? They will either say go back to PDP archives, or they go back to APC archives to want these people back. We never hear them. We never hear them. And we go see hear them because our brain never wake up. Okay. That's just it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Mr. Kunle. There's a female presidential candidate that has declared her interest. I have Mr. Chigozie Ndibu. Good morning, Mazi Chigozie Ndibu.
Yeah, good morning, Christian. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, it's a pleasure having you here this morning. Let's look at Buhari orders military action. Let's leave that. Nigeria's debt stock hit 39.6 trillion in 11 months. How long can we keep up with
Nigerians what?
Nigeria. We Nigerians, the debt profile hit 39.6 trillion naira in 11 months. Facebook is 3 trillion naira.
Oh, wow. And you're asking me how do you offset the bills?
You are a Mazi. I mean, you're embassy now.
Uh, well, I think what are your plans to observe the peace as a Nigerian? You see, maybe they will start harvesting organs from you people so that they
They will
can
start from the
see.
north. The northern.
Okay, they're already doing that, but unfortunately, it's affecting the eastern people. And you, you can imagine the kind of country. What are you doing to the extent that you accumulated such debts? What are you doing? What investments or capital projects have you embarked on? I learned that Obasanjo upset most of the bill almost to a zero level. Then how comes within just these few years, about 6 years, and it now we accumulated another monumental debt, and this is very unfortunate, and it is not a good signal. It does not in any way, uh, uh, of course, restore confidence on the part of the investors. You see, it shows already that the country is in a state of insolvency, and any moment from now, they will begin to tax harvest organs, and it's very probably return to slave trade as a way of cushioning the effects. It has ripple effects on the economy. Of course, it's an indication that the economy is stuck in a wheel of motionless. We are not, the country, Nigeria, is not moving forward. In terms of, look at, you don't have any, uh, you are not productive as a country, as a nation. You don't create jobs, you don't create more opportunity for your people to be engaged in small scale business and small scale production. You have succeeded in paralyzing the entire structure. The small scale business ventures are almost folding. Now, what is left? What will the government fall back on? You see, it's very unfortunate, and needless to say, of course, you see the power generation or consumption rates is very abysmal. It cannot drive an industrial hub. So, which way Nigeria? Which way forward? You see, of course, you by saying now you are not comfortable with the system, and what can be done to the system? That is a fundamental issue.
We are focusing on
You see,
elections. Why
the
we have
human capital is being neglected, is being subjugated. There is no priority placed on the development of human capital. It's the human capital that drives viable economy. It's human capital that engineers, of course, the pathway for a prosperous economy or nation. When you have neglected and have silenced or sidelined the human resources, human capital, you will continue to group in darkness. You see, living in such deception cannot help either. So the only thing, of course, that is left now to salvage humanity is let every region part their way. Of course, this informed the position of Mazim Nandikano. He resorted to, of course, uh, dialogue or diplomatic means to restore the confidence of his own people and to chart a way forward for the people, because already it's only the blind that could not see that Nigeria is a dead state. Uh, Dead in physical economic correspondence. There is a cessation. What are the government doing? You see, why are they sitting in those Oval Office? What are the senators and the House of Representatives doing? If they can't come up with policies and not policies, come up with ideas on how to move the country forward. Invariably, of course, they have run out of relevance, out of ideas on how to move the country forward. That is why a country that called itself an a sovereign state will mainly depend on excessive borrowing. Do you know what is 39 points something trillion naira? You see, of course, it has devalued the Nigerian currency. Nigeria is just, it's almost close to a tissue paper in terms of value. The currency has been devalued, has been bastardized. The purchasing ability or power of the Nigerians have been reduced abysmally. That what you're able to buy with 1,000 naira in the last 5 years, you can't even get it with 5,000. You see, you can imagine the inflation rate. Two solid digits, confirmed digits, close to 33%. The last time I checked it. You see, if it has not gone beyond that, how can a country survive in such level of debt? It is very devastating. Of course, the government is now only interested. They are not talking about how to revamp the economy. They are not talking about how to pay the interest accumulated over the years. They borrow to service debt, adding more debt upon themselves. You see, my people say, "Onyara say, Onara, and now we're there." And which way forward? Of course, my people also say that I got Atujawa Dibiozu, Ogaya Gwabukata Madu Ara. It is high time, of course, people rise to hold this government responsible. And the only way you can hold them responsible is to, of course, is to call for revolution because they are insensitive and unfortunate and not prepared for governance.
Okay, on Nnamdi Kanu, Southeast governors, Igbo leaders to meet Buhari insist on political solution.
You see, I must make this facts or this truth known to all asunder. You see, in as much as Nigerian state failed to adhere to the agreements or of course peace resolution that was arrived at in the year of in 1970, 12th of January 1970, where the two countries come together to chart the way forward. If Nigerian country have kept the part of such agreement, there wouldn't have been need for another agitation to revive the agitation. You see, the Biafrans of the Nigerians have came to, suspend the hostility. And they, of course, agreed that they need to move forward. For them to continue as an entity, there must be terms of agreement. There must be something that defines or redefines our association or relationship. Now, if such, of course, has been jettisoned, if the federal government of Nigeria have failed repeatedly, not just in this dispensation, over more than 5 decades now, then it means they are calling for another, of course, resurfacing of the agitation. What, of course, Philip Epion rightly said, if you fail to take care of these ones, their offspring will rise. Nnamdi Kanu was about less than 3 years when such agreement was reached. Now, in his about 54 years now, you see, Nnamdi Kanu is now rising as an offspring of Biafran's nation to redress and to, of course, seek for redress on the injustice meted on his own people, including him himself. What they failed to address on the 12th of January 1970 is still what is staring at us. And of course, you cannot have, there can't be true peace if there is no sincere resolution and, of course, political will to implement, of course, and ensure fairness and equity for everyone. So upon this, it doesn't matter what may be the position of the federal government, because federal government of Nigeria knew for sure that they have failed. in that, of course, that agreement, in that binding agreement that, of course, was reached or established on the 12th of January 1970. 52 years down the line, they have not been able to implement, not even one. There has not been reconstruction of the southeastern or old eastern region, of course, which would have given some succor, of course, leading to rehabilitation, leading to a rethink of that position held by an average Biafran. That truly they are not part of Nigeria, and Nigeria has, time without number, confirmed and reiterated their position that the all eastern region are not part, are not integrated in the Nigerian system or in the Nigerian program. So this informed the position of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and over 70 or more than 100 million people across the old eastern region. They are fed up with the system, to be honest with you. They are no longer part of the system or part of the program called Nigeria. Not just the old eastern region. Go to North, go to Midwest, go to Southwest. People are not happy with the system. So where and who do you call a Nigerian? And what should, of course, be the basis upon which I should accept a country, a fair country, a fair state, a state that is, they are not just wasting their time, they are living in the past. The present is not feasible. What we are thinking, we only have the present. We are not, of course, wasting time in the era of the past. We are here to correct the error of the present, which means Nigeria is not working. Nigeria is dead. Nigeria is a lawless and a state of anarchy. What can we do? The only thing we are left with to safeguard the future, which of course the future might not come if we fail to address the needful now. So whatever may be, of course, I'm happy that even the Ohaneses claim that the federal government betrayed them. On what cause? So you were surprised that they would betray you. You, even as they said that, of course, old age should inform wisdom. You see, if you do not understand the abolishment, of course, how the 1967 Abori Accord was jettisoned, that Abori Accord would have been the panacea, would have been a lasting remedy for the Nigerian plight. But it was discarded by those who should know better, those who are driven by selfish and demonic means to, of course, satisfy their wicked and selfish and greedy nature. It was abolished. That would have been the best thing that happened to the contraction called Nigeria, but it was jettisoned. And over the years, most of the conference and delegations has not been implemented. So if you are not very sincere in your move to reconcile both regions, then it means you cannot have a lasting peace. So this is just what is before us. And there's no way Nigeria can foster peace and reintegration if there is no sincerity, if there is no political will to implement. Because the likes of Gowon is still alive, where he saw over 5 million Biafrans, children killed, starved to death. You see? And you have not done anything to pacify the people. You keep on marginalizing, you keep on, of course, keeping them out of events, of things. And you expect them to be happy. You expect to enforce, with the use of armories, to enforce the peace on them. This not in this dispensation. Of course, the generation we have now is a daring generation, is a generation that cannot accept no. For me, in this generation, no simply means next opportunity. Yes, next opportunity. For me, that is the definition of no. N-O. When, of course, the previous people has failed, the likes of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who believes in the no, which means next opportunity to restore the sovereignty of the Biafran state. That's why they move. if it is not a welcome development, if it is not an acceptable position, millions, over hundreds of millions of Biafrans wouldn't have been backing up in solidarity to that, of course, objective goal in the restoration of Nigeria. You see, it clearly shows even the governors of the Eastern region have lost relevance, have lost control over the people. It is clear indication that, of course, things has fallen apart and things are no longer at ease.
As
People are dying.
Now the Kanu trial begins tomorrow. What is your expectation?
For me, there is no other expectation that let his fundamental rights of expression, of association, be respected. That is the position we must continue to advocate. That let every human being found within this contraction have a voice, and of course a respect to his fundamental rights should not be infringed under any, of course, a disguise. So he has the right to fair hearing, and if you have anything, of course, against him, it must be proven. Otherwise, of course, allow the judicial process to take its course.
Okay.
Of course, Nigeria has lost the right to try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because they are gullible, they are capable of contravening the international law, of violating the international law that, of course, allows someone to be extradited. And upon this, I believe that the system is no more.
Okay, thank you very much.
And the system is gone.
Thank you very much.
And the only way forward is referendum. Referendum is not a crime. Anyone asking for referendum is not asking for war. Anyone asking for referendum is a peace-loving person and want to preserve humanity. So nobody should see anyone asking for referendum as a threat to the existence of humanity. It's only asking for a possible and a peaceful way and a sincere way to resolve our differences and the myriads of problems bedeviling us within this contraction. We cannot continue with this. We have less than 1% of Nigerian population are in control of the entire West. Why the rest 99%, including NIU, who are graduates and have no future, I mean, in this contraction with this system. So we must start a way forward because we can no longer live our own life, of course, and future in the hands of these greedy and selfish demonic entities called political elites. Of course, it is no longer tenable. Thank you very much. Chigozie Ndibu.
Somebody, Mr. Winston asked for your Facebook account, so you can put it, you can send it.
Matthew, yeah.
Mr. Matthew. Okay.
Sunday. Sorry.
Okay, somebody
It's
asking
always
for Sunday.
Called me last week. He's doing well. He has recuperated.
So he wants the stuff, so
yeah, just to heal.
Finally.
And I still thinking about whether he's waiting for a political appointment from Professor, what's the governor? Ayade. Because the way I see him, the way he spoke with me, the spirit was so high, and he sent his greeting to everybody, right?
Thank you very much. I'm Mr. Matthew. Good morning, Mr. Matthew.
Good morning, Mr. Christian.
I think that's better. Happy New Year.
We have seen since this year now. That's all the same to you.
Happy New Year. I know you are going to remember me in your kingdom.
Which kingdom again?
You understand? You are a politician. Good morning, Mr. Matthew.
Good morning, Mr.
Yes, let's look at generally state kits as Nnpc continues deductions. FAAC meets on Wednesday. Fuel subsidy looms. The removal of fuel subsidy is expected this January.
You see, what you are seeing is about interests. Because human being is interest oriented by nature. By the time the governors are saying stop deducting money that is meant to subsidize PMS, premium motor spirit, it's because the money available to be shared among the 3 tiers of government is being depleted. But again, if you look at the manner
the whole issue of fuel subsidy. There is no transparency. There is no accountability. Because this is a government, this government of the day, that never believed that they said this is subsidy when they were in opposition. We had a situation where even the current president was quoted to have said that there's nothing like subsidy. No wonder when they came on board and they were faced with the reality, they choose to call it under recovery instead of subsidy. Because they didn't believe that there was subsidy. But again, if you look at the amount the government claims to be paying as subsidy, is humongous. I don't think we are actually consuming that much to translate into that subsidy. Because if you look at Nnpc, that one important.
Okay.
That one determining what subsidy to be paid. So there's no check and balance. How can you say you are spending over 80-something billion? I don't know whether it's on every week or so to subsidize premium muscle spirit. It doesn't make sense. Why would have argued on the side of the governors? Because what the governors, their intention is that they should remove subsidy so that they have more money to share in fact. That is their own point of view. But again, if you look at the impact of removing subsidy, the hardship is going to bring on Nigerians. Because we have multiplier effect in Nigerian economy. Premium motor spirit have multiplier effect on Nigerian economy. If you remove fuel subsidy and the price of PMS at the filling station sells for 340 naira per liter, the situation of Nigerian economy is better imagined than experienced. Because a price of tea-fare from Oba to Ikeja that hitherto was 100 naira, we go to 400 or so. From Oba to Berger, that is like 100 naira, we go to like 400. And the same thing you will see replicated in every area of transportation. The man who is bringing his agricultural products from Benue State, for instance, we increase the cost of bringing it from Benue to Lagos, and that will translate into increase in price of tuber of yam, a cup of rice, and all that. It will trickle down to every other sector of the economy. And if you look at the argument of federal government, how they hold to pushing the effects, I think for me, it is they have not started. And again, they talk about this biogas, but as we speak, there's no conscious effort from government to make it available and to convert vehicles such that, as we speak, if fuel subsidy going by federal government program, it will take effect from February, meaning next month. By now, 70% of vehicles that is their target that they target to in the pilot scheme also have been converted to run on biogas. But as we speak, it is just paperwork. The only thing you hear government say is that the major auto companies in Nigeria, like Nissan, like Coscharis, like no, they didn't even mention nothing, like Toyota and all that they are in discussion with the manufacturers to see how they can partner with them to convert these vehicles to run on biogas. But as we speak, all these fundamentals are not in place, and you still want to go ahead to remove the subsidy. I'm not arguing in support of the governors because they want more money in their pocket to be mismanaged. I'm not arguing in support of federal government because they are not doing better. It's only unfortunate that when the two elephants fight, the grass suffer, and in this case, the masses are the class. So we are in a state of quagmire, so that we don't know how to salvage this situation. I would argue that remove the subsidy, since there is no transparency in the manner money is being spent on subsidy. But again, if you remove it, the hardship is going to bring on Nigerians is better imagined than experienced. Okay, if you say sustain it, the more that has been expended in subsidy is humongous. And that is why experts have argued before now, and that has been the major trajectory to follow. That one, work on our refineries, do a turnaround of our existing refinery to refine to full capacity of installation. Allow Dangote refinery to come on board so that at least it can, because if you look at Dangote refinery, by installation, that refinery can refine about 650,000 barrels per day. So I think that can take care of Nigeria's local consumption. So we are looking at a situation where you remove the hurdle of importing refined products into Nigeria, so that what happens at the international market do not affect our local markets here. Because we have a situation where if the price of PMS increase in China because of production, it reflects here. And you are looking at taking crude from Nigeria to elsewhere to refine. You add the cost of taking it to elsewhere and the cost of bringing it back. You are adding to the price of a liter at the pump price at the filling station. So if you fit our refineries and you build some modular refineries and you are sure that what we refine locally can take care of our local consumption, I think nobody will be talking about subsidy anymore. Subsidy will naturally ease out. We are talking about subsidy because the cost of taking the crude outside Nigeria, bringing it back, is adding to the cost of production. So if I thought there would be anything subsidy, looking at the cost of production, if you are refining locally here, it will be minimal.
Okay, electoral bill takes front burner as National Assembly resumes on Tuesday.
I see federal government, the presidency, Mr. President, National Assembly as playing politics, unnecessary politics with this electoral bill. Why have I said so? For me, as a Democrat, the best this outgoing president can give to Nigerians is electoral laws that will deepen democracy to the extent that votes will count. Don't forget that a Jonathan midwife over a process that saw the electoral umpire using card reader, and that was the major reason Jonathan failed in that election of 2015. So to an extent, Jonathan is a Democrat. So the least we expect from Mr. President is to give INEC the leverage to transmit the election result electronically. I know it will be confident for Mr. President to argue that he's not National Assembly. After the National Assembly had the power, it's under the post of National Assembly to legislate and make law. But we equally remind Mr. President that we saw this issue of PIB, Petroleum Industry Bill. It was an executive bill. Look at the speed of light with which Mr. President signed it into law, because he satisfied his interests. Because if you look at that PIB, which is now PIA, so that is a Petroleum Industry Act. You see that oil prospecting takes about 30% of profit that we accrue to Nnpc, and the major and that oil prospecting in Frontier Basin, and the major basins are in the north. So you see the reason Mr. President signed that bill with speed of light. And we have a situation where a government institution like National Communication Commission came to National Assembly to lie under oath that Nigeria do not have the capacity to transmit the election results electronically. And this is a situation INEC has severally refuted through their media person.
So
what I'm saying in essence is,
wait.
what we need to do is to prevail on the ruling class, It will prevail on the ruling party. It will prevail on the National Assembly. It will prevail on the senators, on the House of Rep members. That the least we can expect from them to deepen democracy is to give us the electoral laws that will enable INEC have the independence to transmit the election result electronically. At a point, we saw National Assembly surrendering the independence of INEC to even National Assembly and NCC by saying that it is until NCC and National Assembly adjudge a constituency, an area to have the capacity to transmit the election result electronically, that is when INEC have to go ahead with it.
Okay. Lastly, Nnamdi Kanu, Southeast governors, Igbo leaders to meet Buhari, insist on political solution.
I think it's a welcome development.
They've met before.
I think it's a welcome development.
They've met before.
They have met before. I think there is nothing wrong in continuous engagement. I tell you this, Mr. Christian, if you visit the Southeast, you understand that the economy of that region is being crippled as a result of continued incarceration of Nnamdi Kanu. There's no argument about that. I had cause to visit Southeast recently.
What part?
I think I visited Enugu. I visited Aba recently.
What's the update on the roads?
That's what I'm going to tell you. At every given interval, short interval, you encounter fierce-looking military personnel. A particular checkpoint in Ihiala, whether irrespective of who you are, you have to come down from the vehicle, everybody have to move cross with leg. And as we speak, there's apprehension in South even currently because of the case of Nnamdi Kanu that is coming up. By implication, maybe Monday, Tuesday, even Wednesday, there may not be economic activities in the whole of the Southeast. So what are we saying? If we look at the situation in the Southeast, people who wanted to leave Southeast before they have something to do as a Southeast, needed to pour it out of Southeast so that the lockdown do not catch up with them. What am I saying? And you look at what does Nnamdi Kanu stand for. This is somebody who is talking about self-determination, which is an integral part of our constitution. And in UN Charter, there's self-determination, and Nigerian government is a signatory to it. So the best bet is for the political class in the Southeast to continue engaging Mr. President and the federal government to have a political solution to that quagmire.
Okay, lastly, what is the best bet for Nigeria's unity or Nigeria's existence?
The best bet for Nigeria's existence is to tinker with the crown law. It's to tinker with the constitution. Because the greatest fraud of this country is that constitution. How can go to the preamble of that constitution? The preamble will tell you that we, the people of Nigeria, the preamble tells you that we, the people of Nigeria, have agreed and cast your mind back, whether going through history books, whether in your time as a Nigerian when you have gained your consciousness, was there any time Nigerians came together to say we want to write a constitution? The military just forced this constitution on us, and so many things are not right. Take for instance the issue of security. You have a situation where a governor in a state goes by the name of governor and chief security officer of the state, yet he do not command a fly. That is why we saw that controversy after military invasion, after genocidal military invasion of youths at Lekki Tollgate. You saw that there was no, even when a panel leak report asserted that there was massacre, you see that nobody could claim responsibility because the command and control system is fraudulent. That is why you see the issue of security is not stopping. Because a governor that goes by the name of governor and chief secretary of the state should balance on security power, so that if a governor through State House of Assembly, come up with a security architecture like Abateki, like Eruwago. They should have what it takes to empower them to bear arms. Because the bandits, the Fulani herdsmen, the kidnappers, the robbers they are confronting are wielding AK-47 and suspended weapons. So you cannot say they should be at the mercy of federal government to determine. And if you look at the scenario currently, the federal government through IG have repeatedly said that Amateku and other similar security outfits formed by state governments have no right to bear arms. So we cannot continue in that manner. And there's so many things that is fraudulent with that constitution. So if you address the fundamentals in that constitution, you would have addressed Nigerian problem.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Matthew says that we need to address the constitution. I have one more person, Mr. Raphael. Mr. Raphael.
Yeah, Christian, good morning.
Somebody wanted your social media.
Yeah.
Within,
somebody's asking of me there, and I want to give him not my Facebook, my WhatsApp, because he has been demanding for this number often and often. My WhatsApp number is what I should drop for the guy.
I will help you type it.
Okay, 090 191 48906.
Okay.
Thank you. So then again, there's something I want to say here. Look at Jarek. Jarek doesn't know what it takes to be a Nigerian this very critical time. Jarek is saying that Nnamdi Kanu is brainwashing all of us.
That is Jarek.
Jarek, the whole Igbos, he said we have been brainwashed into believing in Biafra. You know, that is an act of stupidity. That's what Jarek is saying. Jarek doesn't know what Nigerians are saying, are passing through now. Jarek doesn't know what is happening in Ogun State now. Ogun State has been taken over by armed herdsmen again.
Not Ogun State generally.
No, hinterland. Anyway, in the hinterland, let me just take that. In the farmland, the people in the farmland in Ogun State, they are at war with herdsmen again. See, let me tell you, they are back at this axis. Lagos-Ibadan expressway is not secured anymore. They abducted. This weekend, again. Last week, a driver was shot by headers. The same Lagos-Ibadan express. A girl, a passenger, a female passenger was abducted by the same headers. They were demanding for 30 million. We don't know. We don't follow the story up now. We don't know what would have been the fate of that girl. And Jarek is still criticizing Biafra. Jarek is still criticizing Nnamdi Kanu. Jarek is still criticizing Igbo man for believing in Biafra. Jarek, man, I've always been diplomatic with you. You are a big... Mind you,
Okay.
you always attack us here. You don't... God assisted him. He escaped through Azumili, where he found himself in Senegal for 12 months.
Imagine how.
Nnamdi Kanu sustained injury.
How did that happen?
Man, the militants, Niger Delta militants, they synergized together with IPOB and took him to Senegal. He stayed in Senegal for about 12 months. Nnamdi Kanu sustained injury. Nigerian soldier under Buhari Nigerian soldier, military under Brutai, as chief of general army staff then, bruised all his body. They wounded him. They would have killed that man. But let me tell you, history will judge everybody. Jarek, one day we shall see. But you have been hearing my number, my Facebook account on and on, often and often. You've not been able to say hi to me so that we at least we rapport one on one. We rub shoulder together. You are a coward. Jarek is a coward. He speaks like a coward. He talks like a coward. Cowardly people like that, I regard them. I like them because I want to let us write. Izedan is from Enugu. That was what he said. But we've rubbed shoulder on WhatsApp. And he knows he has no quiz school. I like somebody like Jarek. Jarek, come over to WhatsApp. Stop abusing the Igbos. Stop abusing Biafra. Stop abusing Yoruba. Stop abusing Hausa locals. Let us talk on WhatsApp. Let me know how articulated you are.
He wants a one Nigeria that is peaceful.
Jarek wants a one Nigeria that is peaceful. This Jarek, and he's living in the UK. Come back home and change Nigeria. Come back home. Let us toil together so that we might get this place right. Stop just running your mouth when you are drinking tea every night, every morning, fresh tea. You are eating egg. You are buying chicken £1 in the UK. Your life is all right there. That's why I don't have any reason why to praise anybody that believes in Odua Republic. You don't have any reason, cogent reason to say kudos to this IPOB that are dying for their land. Fulani Herdsmen they have taken over the whole Southwest. They are in Ondo Forest if you don't know. And we are running your mouth here that we don't know what we are saying, what we are doing. Come to Yoruba land, come to Southwest, synergize with Amoteku. Drive away headers. We will give you kudos. You are just running your mouth in the UK there. Screw you. You are screwed up already. I want you to say hi to me on my WhatsApp so that we talk. Stop running your mouth there. Christian, let me tell you, Nnamdi Kanu, we hasten it up. Under 3 days, could he be the one to do that? That was the question everybody was asking when we saw it on the Facebook, on social media, even on the newspapers, that he's going to just run it within 3 days to let himself off the hook of allegation of terrorism leveled on him by federal government. I'm telling you that his legal teams are ready. They are battling that. They are working on that.
Is there sit at home in the southeast?
Yeah, sit at home.
Conflicting stories.
Yeah. No. The very day Nnamdi Kanu is going to court. Whether Ohaneze likes it or not. Whether Dave Umahi, who has come out on social media, on the newspaper, even they gave him press conference, he was telling journalists, all those reporters, that Ebonyi State is not part of Biafra. He's running his mouth. Whether Umahi likes it or not, the very day Nnamdi Kanu is going to court.
Whether
Ohaneze likes it or not, whether Umahi likes it or not, whether Buhari likes it or not, there should be sit at home. If it is today is Monday, there should have been. But it is not today. It's not going to court today. It's tomorrow. There should be. I'm telling you. It's going to be observed in some parts, most part of Igbo land, if not all. Even Igbocha in Port Harcourt. They're going to observe sit at home. Because somebody who has not done anything, who has not done Buhari anything, the deceased Buhari, the dead Buhari, sought to kill him. And now the current Abubakar from the Republic of Benin is after him. Why? It is injustice now. You know what it means? Mbazulika Mechi, he went to this Abubakar, Buhari, to free Nnamdi. He promised him empty promises, political promises, according to him. Now, where is Nnamdi? Is Nnamdi out? Remember what they promised IPOB before election, Anambra State Kuba election was conducted, that they were going to release him. Did they release him?
No,
Have they released him?
They are going
no element of truth in their on those promises. Those are empty promises.
federal government.
I'm telling you, they are liars. Didn't see what Buhari Babangida said this morning. He said this kind of current politicians regime. We are set. Thank you, Babangida. from heaven, comparing to the current day politicians. Thieves, APC crops are thieves. The stakeholder changing from Dr. General Buhari Oshibanjo down to the last man, Chancellor. Anywhere in Nigeria, they are all thieves. They are not delivering good governance to Nigeria. They are just there with their broom. We thought they were sent. I don't know that they are using this kind of eloquent rendition, you understand, to finish us, to rob us. Our rights, our fundamental rights, our money, our taxpayers' money, they are all political thieves. And this kind of thievery.
The president, if they are all thieves.
Ohaneze. You say what?
How do Nigerians choose their next president?
Thank you.
All these politicians are this.
Thank you so much. We are fighting now for electoral bill to be what? Signed into law. If they sign it, if anybody rigs election, we go to life jail. If anybody is caught in the act, we go. Such person goes to life jail. That's electoral bill. It's gonna be counted after voting electronically. No need of let us go to Eleganza House. On the way, we will deliver. Yeah? No. Any number, they will number it there at the spot. Polling units. They will number everything and they numerate, count it. Do you understand? As they are doing so, INEC portal is live. Stream doing what? Lining it. Live.
If you vote, it's counted.
Thank you. Immediately. That is electronic. That is what we want. And it comes what? Under electoral bill. The business is no longer to be as usual. The business is going to be very unexceptional now, unusual. I think you understand what I'm meaning. If you just vote directly, INEC portal is counting it. It's going there. People are seeing it. People have seen the person that, has carried the day. Not letter. If you say letter, if you believe in their system, they are going to upturn it. At midnight, many things are going on in Nigeria. If you know what transpired in 2017, in 2015, when Buhari rigged, when Jega led umpire, INEC, rigged out Jonathan and rigging this beast that is ruling Nigeria now, you will know that electoral bill is it. Electoral bill is it. And the people in the House, upper chamber of the legislative, they are kicking against it because they are illegally. Nobody voted them. They rigged themselves in. That's why they are kicking against signing electoral bill. If they do, all of them will not come again. You won't see any current legislators in the House ahead 2023. You can't see them in the House because they will all be what? Put out. Nigerians will put all of them out. That's why they are kicking against signing electoral law.
So
electoral bill.
Preferred candidate?
My preferred candidate is Kingsley Moghalu. I have many good candidates in Yoruba land, in Hausa land, I know. But because it is Igbo's turn, my best candidates are Kingsley Moghalu, Governor Obi, the former Anambra State Governor.
Why?
Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, Pius Anyim. Fine. Are you listening to me? And many more. Even if Charles Soludo would like to leave Anambra State government, you understand, and digress, you understand, or change his opinion of contesting. If he does, I will vote for him. Charles Soludo will manage Nigeria the way he managed CBN over the years, and he gave us good results, and we are benefiting from such results as I'm talking to you now. You listen to me. Before Nigerians, we don't know anything about credit card. We see it on net. It's not working here. You understand? Or we had on ear in our ear. We had it. But see what is going on. You go to ATM machines to catch your money, man. Someone send you money from America. No, you receive it in a twinkle of an eye. Courtesy Charles Soludo. Yes, due to Charles Soludo's expertise, prowess, Nigerians began over the years to enjoy new generation banking system, new generation banking introduced by that young man. As if that was not enough, Ghana invited him. He did what? He changed Ghana economy. He worked on Ghana economy for 8 months. Ghana is better than Nigeria. Go and ask them. Go and ask ECOWAS. Go and ask anybody. Ghana is better. When you talk about competence, governance, Ghana is better. Nigeria is not delivering at all. Nigeria in the House of Assembly, national, states, every day we engage ourselves on what? Arguments. Argument. Them they argue. Argument. Do you understand? Every day you are a thief. You are an armed robber. I'm not a thief. I'm not an armed robber. That is that thing to legislate there. They are not there for you and I. They are there to rope perceived enemies in and punish them. They are there to blackmail Nigerians. If immediately they know that this man can deliver, they will rope him in. Okay, see what happened to Winston Onogo. Nobody has remembered Winston Onogo again. Because Buhari led dictatorial government roped Winston Onogo in and sack him because they know that if Winston Onogo could be there ahead or above the so-called CG and Tanko, Sharia Chief Judge, Atiku, PDP, would get justice then. That's why they roped Winston Onogo in and putted him out. You see the kind of government we run here. We are running an unjustified government here in this part of the world. A government that is giving nod to injustice and what? Turn their back to justice. I didn't understand. There's no justice in Nigeria. Our judiciary has been hijacked by the executive. Nobody is getting it right again. Court cannot give it justice, let me tell you. If you go to court with federal government, court will give it to you. But what happened? Who will implement it?
Are you saying that
at the back they
Kanu cannot get justice?
Let me tell you, if Nnamdi Kanu would have gotten justice, not today, not this month, that gentleman should have gotten his justice 2-3 months ago. But you see how they are thwarting justice. For sake of one illiterate who called himself a president of this country, they have been thwarting justice for that man not to get to that young man there. 54-year-old suckling, comparing to Buhari's age. Buhari gave birth to Nnamdi Kanu. In 1967, Buhari fought Biafran War, not as an infantry or foot soldier. I didn't understand. He was the one in charge. Yes, Buhari was, I think, colonel there. Are you telling me about? Nnamdi Kanu is the suckling comparing to Buhari age. He gave birth to him. Nnamdi Kanu was born in 1967. Nnamdi Kanu is 54 years. No wonder that gentleman is showing this kind of unequal resilience to fight what is his. Resilience, persistently, tenaciously. Nnamdi Kanu is fighting to make sure that Biafra nation has come to be. And I'm telling you that time shall tell. No matter how long, no matter how far. So far, so good. I'm telling you, it's gonna take time. I know, but justice must be done. Should be done by the so-called United Nations. Mumu, United Nations has turned themselves to Lukman. Antonio Guterres is there. Then Deputy Secretary General to United Nations is Aisha Mohammed. She is a Fulani. That's why nobody is talking about Biafra in the house there in New York. United Nations Secretariat headquarters in New York. Nobody's talking about Biafra because of Aisha Mohammed. Aisha Mohammed is a Fulani, a deputy to Antonio Guterres, the Portuguese Prime Minister. Okay. That is handling that most exalted civil service job in the world is United Nations Secretary General, #1. And Nigeria is #2. You see, the reason why United Nations could not take a lot of things into consideration to make sure that Igbo man, the indigenous people of Biafra, get justice. But I tell you, time shall tell. If Nnamdi Kanu get to court, I tell you, and they give him what? Listening here. Buhari should be arrested because he's not from Nigeria. Buhari is from Niger. We are tired of the injustice that is going on in this country. Jubril from Sudan is dead. Abubakar is from Niger Republic. Jubril died of coronavirus. They don't know that we know everything. What about Kotangura? What about Abba Kyari? Nnamdi told you that Kyari is dead, truly. Kyari died. Nnamdi said that, where is Kotangura? What is that his name? Buhari's nephew. Where is he? He has been asking this question since how many years now? 2020. Where is Katangura? Have you been seeing him again? Anywhere that Buhari goes, he follows Buhari. Is he his orderly, his ADC, AD camp? A civilian could not do that job. It's only a job that is meant for the military. Is Katangura an ADC to Buhari? Why is he following him like one PAU anywhere that Buhari goes?
Thank you very much.
And now, Katangura is dead. The rumor is they don't want to make it known. I'm telling you, they are ashamed of themselves because God has been disgracing them.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rapp. Yes, we've come to the end of Bystanders and Newsstands. This morning, I want to say, please, let's be cautious with our statements, please. I don't want to mention names this morning. Let's be cautious with our statement so that we won't take actions on people because of your insistence on trying to cause chaos on the live chat. Thank you very much for being part of the program. I want to say a big thank you to everyone that have been active on the live chat and also to our reviewers this morning. I'm Christian Chuku on this wonderful edition of Bystanders and Newsstands. A big thank you to those behind the camera, Mr. Femi, Mr. Sodiq, and Mr. Lekon. Thank you for your support this morning. Bye for now. Till tomorrow as we meet in another grand style by God's